staying. Do remember we are live across all board on social media on Facebook and on X at GTV Ghana. And let's remind you once again that Ghana works better when we all play our parts. Pay your TV license today. Do your part by dialing star 447 star 333 hash. Star 447 star 333 hash. Cancer Mixture, a solution for arthritic pain. Discover Cancer Mixture, the breakthrough formula designed to support joint comfort and mobility. Cancer Mixture is formulated to target everyday arthritic pain, helping you move with less stiffness and more ease. Cancer Mixture is clinically natural ingredients you can trust, backed by science and proven in real life. Reset your body with Cancer Mixture. Choose Cancer Mixture today for a smoother, more active day because your joints deserve premium care. Don't let your arthritic pain scare you. Cancer Mixture is a solution produced by Trust in Jehovah Clinic. TACO available in the pharmacy. For bulk purchase, contact TACO on 0244 871 862. Kasoa on 0245 012201. And Okanshi Drag Lane here in the Crown 0244 683583. Cancer Mixture, a world devoid of sickness. Now feel the Christmas magic in Maha Beach Resort. Celebrate this Christmas holidays like never before. Book 2 nights and get the 3rd night free with all meals inclusive starting from 5,200 Ghana cedis for a couple. Package offer guest free welcome drinks, access to all in-house facilities, swimming pool, gym, cinema with popcorn, board games, snooker, live band, brass band, DJ performances, and so forth. You also enjoy free airport pickup from Takrady on weekend. But remember, terms and conditions apply. Fun activities also include tour of the beautiful facility with an electric golf cart, splash playground for kids, in-house Anchors Carnival, sip and paint, bicycle rides, boat ride to Maha Village, jet ski, banana boat, party bus ride, nightclub, bonfire night, variety of nights. There will be trips, to Inzilezu, Fort Apollonia, Ankasa Forest, Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Home, and so forth. You can also take advantage on the post-Christmas promo. Enjoy 50% discount on rack rates with breakfast, free lunch 2026. Maha Beach Resorts has got you for the holidays. Call for your reservation now to avoid any disappointment. Now, how do you start your day? Well, if you haven't had your cup of Mixi Choco refreshed all day long, everything you need is right in there. Just add hot water, stir, and enjoy a warm, comforting cup. Now, for the coffee lovers, Mixi has something special for you too. Mixi Coffee delivers a creamy, smooth coffee experience that keeps you energized for your everyday hustle. Honestly, just one sip and you will feel it. And guess what? There is more they are introducing. That's a Mixi Strawberry, a sweet, exciting addition, and one more reason to love Mixi. Start your day the right way. Start it with Mixi. Mixi says, Chano Hot. TDC Ghana Limited, Ghana's premier real estate development company, unveiling of its major upcoming mixed-use development project in the Oxygen City. This landmark project, dubbed Whole Oxygen City TDC development, will comprise fully serviced plots, modern apartments, elegant executive houses, a commercial and industrial area, as well as a world-class golf course designed to promote luxury business growth and sustainable living. We're also proud to announce that the official launch of this prestigious project will be performed by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the President of the Republic. And it's happening today, Wednesday, 17th December 2025. Time is 10 a.m. This development reaffirms TDC Ghana's limited commitment to delivering quality, innovative and sustainable communities for the people of Ghana. For more inquiries, please contact 0303 202 731 or 0531 019 666. Yeah, that's for your information. Now let's look at what the papers are saying for this morning. We'll start off with the Ghanaian Times. The big one says President Mahama calls for calm after Otumfuo committee presents reports. You can see the picture of Otumfuo and President there as well. Now to the Daily Graphic. Otumfuo settles Baku dispute, says Azoka is rightful chief. Right, the Chronicle says, I will win hands down, Brian Achampong. My confidence is grounded in history, preparation, and a clear reading of the moment we are in. Was this picture there? Western Regional House of Chiefs demand total ban of raw rubber exports. You can see that on page 8 of the Chronicle. Other stories as well. NPP flag bearer race, Bawumia leads with 3%. That's a survey by CAS. Stories you can also see for yourself. The National Voice, Bawumia crashes rivals in CAS survey, opens wide lead in NPP race. Stories on pages 3 and 10 with, Bawumia over there excited. Supreme Court halts Pandai rerun. NPP hails Supreme Court's building on Pandai, actually ruling on Pandai rerun. Other stories as well on the National Voice for this morning. The Observer Times, enforce law recognizing Boku Naba, Otumfuo tells governments. Supreme Court stops Pandai rerun, slams EC as top officials snap courts. Other stories as well on the Observer Times. The Meridian, Bawumia leads NPP delegates poll with 67.9%. CAS research reveals. This actually on the papers this morning. Yeah. And Jamestown chieftaincy blues. We don't know him. Okay. Supreme Court halts government-backed Pandai rerun. Also running through all the papers for this morning, the Meridian. Well, other stories as well. TT is ready with her guest to give us the various analysis of some of the stories. Please stay.
Thank you so much, Na, for those stories on the front pages of the newspapers. Welcome to the headline segment. I'm Altiti Saida Sadiq. Big issues of national interest that we will be discussing this morning, and you can follow us on GTV Ghana, everyone's social media. We're live there. Let me just let you know that the Christmas and lightning decor is still happening, home decor, right outside the forecourt of GBC, and so you can pass through. It's absolutely free. Come meet the vendors. Come buy discounted stuff from the vendors. The attractions that you see are the lightning ceremony, which happened last night. And if you've been driving, through the streets of Accra, especially the Kanda area, you see GBC all lit up. There's a free breakfast treat. There's the Bobobo Championship and the champion who will be selected. There's the Ghana Cooks, so different state agencies that are going to be cooking. Festival of 9 Lessons and Carols. There's the GTV Piva Fest, and there's the Artist Night you don't want to miss. So lots of your artists passing through. Yesterday, Philippa Befi, I saw her performing as well on the forecourt of GBC. This morning for the headlines, the gentleman who will be digesting these issues present here is Professor Hamza Adam. He is the MP for Kumu, my own hometown. Honorable, that's why good morning. You're welcome back to the table.
Thank you so much. Good morning to you. Good morning to your viewers.
Absolutely. We're expecting Ernest Adade, who is a member of the communications team for the was the Otumfuo presenting that mediation report after looking at the Boko conflict for some time now and consulting both feuding factions. Now, he presented the report to the president at the Jubilee House and the vice president as well. He said that it contained a statement issued by the Minister of Government Communications on Tuesday that, they were scheduled to present that mediation on the reconciliation agenda aimed at resolving the long-standing tensions in the area. The presentation of the report is expected, therefore, to guide the next phase of government action towards achieving sustainable peace in Boko. The Otumfuo also called on the president to ensure that the security agencies ensure that whatever ruling at the end of the day is given is followed to the letter. Let's take a listen.
I've come to the conclusion that the law as it stands now makes Asigri Abu Asoka the lawful chief of Boko, and so it is impossible legally to do any such thing in this mediation exercise. On the question of Boko Town, I have taken the position that the established tradition since 1931 thereabout is that the person who is Boko Naba has the entire Kusasi area. By law and the declarations of the Supreme Court of Ghana, Asigri Abu Azoka is a Boko to accept that recognition by law in appreciation of the enduring brotherhood that has existed between our two kingdoms in order to ensure lasting peace and eliminate the national and international security threats that my brother himself is so concerned about.
Okay, and that's the Otumfuo. I want my director to also bring up the president's response to the mediation report that was presented by the king of the Asante Kingdom.
Security reports that I receive, there is urgency put from the terrorist armed groups that are operating in our northern neighbor, Burkina Faso. And so the end of this mediation gives us the opportunity to see what the way forward is in terms of bringing peace and calm. Boko has the potential to be one of the most vibrant commercial centers in our country, and indeed it has been a center of trade. And a lot of people in Boko have prospered, whether they are Mamprusis or they are Kusasis. Unfortunately, this conflict has turned the fortunes of Boko. Teachers refuse to be posted there, doctors refuse to be posted there, civil servants are leaving. We're doing national service postings, and we have suspended posting national servicemen and women to Boko because we cannot guarantee their safety. And so I'm pleased that Otumfuo's mediation has come to an end and that he has presented a report. And I can assure him that government would look at this report and within the next...
And that's the President John Dramani Mahama. Within 24 hours, he's made that statement that government will issue a statement in conclusion of this matter. Honorable, I believe you have followed this issue. This issue seems to date back to the late 1980s, 1990s, and I hopefully have this conviction that we are able to listen to the mediation and agree. And they also mentioned that he had consulted both sides as well, the Naire and Chief Abu Grago.
Okay, good morning to the good people of Kumbongo constituency, the stakeholders of my beloved constituency, your cherished viewers. Good morning to you and your able crew. First of all, let me extend my sincere gratitude and commendation to the Majesty of the Ashanti Kingdom for his wisdom and role he has played in this country over the years. We witnessed a number of interventions that he has put in place to ensure that we enjoy peace in this country. We witnessed his interventions in the area of education, where he has heavily impacted in the area of education. So he's indeed a statesman, and he deserves the applause of everyone. Coming back to the substantial matter, I see subject that I have always tried to be careful when talking about it, especially coming from the north. But unfortunately, be it as it is, we have to face the issue head on. We cannot continue to run away from that when we indeed need peace in the entire sub-region and the country at large. We all know that the conflict has run down the entire enclave of Boku, which has once remained a very vibrant community where people from all walks of life went to make money. I mean, to become, you have found in the system from Boku. I mean, so it is unfortunate that this conflict, it has passed through successive governments. And trying to find a lasting solution to the matter is most critical, and a promise by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama when he was contesting for the presidency, and it was also in capital letters captured in our manifesto as one of the things that we would want to achieve. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has declared that this is his last time of running or serving as a president. Right. And so for him, nobody holds the powers to be able to address some of these things more than him, because he doesn't have any future interest. After all, what he wants to do, or he ought to be doing, is to leave legacy, which I believe he's so much committed to doing. So the resolution of the conflict in Boku is one of his major interests, and that has informed the reason why, as soon as he was sworn in as the president, the early days of his movement, rounds took him to Boku to assess the situation and see the way forward. So I am not surprised that we have gotten to this point. He brought in His Majesty Otumfuo to help, and he has indeed demonstrated high level of wisdom, and he's been able to go through a process to come out with these, recommendations.
Yeah. Listen.
Yeah. So he is not from either Mampurugo or Boku. Area. So he doesn't have special interest in this. So both parties have seen him as an independent entity mediating within this conflict. So it is trusted that whatever he comes out is not informed by any partiality, because he doesn't emanate, or he doesn't come from either of the side. So I am so happy that both parties committed themselves to the peace process and submitted themselves to his peace process, for him to be able to get concrete information or outcomes from them, to be able to put together the document. And I picked up, from what I saw, both sides, even though we had not been briefed of the details, but both sides thought that His Excellency, thought that they were winners.
Okay.
You could see that the Kusasis or the Mampurishis, either side felt the outcomes was going to be favorable to them. And so with this kind of formal, everybody should be committed to the peace process, because there must be an end to this outstanding conflict. The unfortunate thing is that you may think that you are sitting in Accra, or you may think that you are sitting in Kumasi, and for that matter, or Tamale, and for that matter, you care less about it. In fact, areas that we have witnessed, countries that we have witnessed serious militant attack, started in these small pockets. So, and when you overlook it, you'll be surprised to see what happens, how it will spread, how it can trickle down to other areas, unexpected areas.
We saw a chief even shot in Kumasi and was linked to the Boko conflict.
Exactly. So you can never tell. So it's always good that when you see smoke, showing up at any point, then you go all out to ensure that you are able to stop the fire from burning. And so I am happy that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is walking his talks by ensuring that he's gone through the process and we are here. What we need to do is to be committed. Let's not see this, let's depoliticize. Let's take politics out of this so that we all commit ourselves and our...
Do you have a word for legislators in the area as well? Because we've heard that this kind of sophisticated weapons that these young people have and keep turning on each other, they could not be getting it by themselves, that they are financiers or people, stakeholders, whoever, are giving these guns to these young people. Is it not time?
I don't, at the high levels of the executive, will want to go that tangent. Because in the first place, if you are a parliamentarian or you are a government appointee and you hail from that place, you kind of become weak if your backyard is not solid. You hold on to your backyard strongly. And so I have witnessed a number of the, and I must commend the MPs coming from that area. My office in the IF Parliament was just directly opposite Honorable Cletus Aboke's office. And regularly the MPs used to convene, from both sides used to convene his office for meetings. From
the Kusasis and Mamprisi sides?
Both sides, both divide. They used to meet there to discuss about the way forward.
Right.
And they have really put in a lot of effort. So I wouldn't say that their influence has been negative. I have also witnessed the commitment or the demonstration from our leader, Honorable Mahama Ayariga, on several counts, how he has also tried to intervene in some other ways to ensure that they are able to get peace for the area.
Right.
It's been a worry, especially all the MPs and those in higher offices. They all are committed. They all think that there must be peace.
Because as an MP also, how frustrating will it be that teachers are refusing postings till the schools, nurses are refusing to go, national service people? What happens to the...
It's now becoming like a ghost town. Nobody wants to live in areas where you know that you can lose your life. Posting teachers, national service, as the president mentioned, and all caliber of people are deserting the place. They don't want to go to the place. I am not surprised, because the way people just lose their lives in the process of their normal duties, has been so frequent and rampant. And so it is not just health. Schools, people cannot, in the last SSC was an exam, people had to be moved to different regional capital. It has to the regional capital and some other areas to undertake the exam. And even the health schools, the license exams, I realized that people were moved from some other areas to take their exams. So a whole lot, it has really affected lives and then livelihoods of the people, and we all have to. And let me mention that in conflict resolution, we all know it is a basic thing that there is always no winner, because even in the process, if the ruling or in the process you kind of say you have gotten what you want, what about the lives that you have lost? Even the losing of a single soul, it cannot be something that you should go down to say that you have won. So nobody wins in conflict. And you can never lose it all or get it all. You will have to adjust yourself and compromise to a large extent to be able to achieve that. Right. And so that is actually my prayer, that the factions will commit themselves to the peace process. For example, I wouldn't by principle, and I know if I'm going to assume a chieftaincy titles of my ambition, it will lead to the loss of life of people. I prefer to sacrifice, because I wouldn't want
that
to
position
kind of support the process of people losing their life. So it has to be kind of principles that have to be established by people.
The power struggle.
When people decide to establish that firm principle that they cannot witness bloodshed in the process of achieving either chieftaincy title or whatever, I believe it will help.
Right.
And then we can speak to our elders,
Okay.
I mean stakeholders who are involved. And I pray that the peace process, the outcome, will be accepted by all, so that Boko can be restored to
All right.
the normalcy where it will take its full state as once a vibrant and then the business city that everybody will want to go. But it is possible, because if you go and see what happens in Rwanda and other places, you'll be marveled. You wouldn't know that these are places that have developed after
Went
war.
through all of
So
that.
which means we can get it back to its normal state. And I pray that we would all support to get it back to its original state.
Absolutely. Thank you for those words, Honorable, and putting it all in perspective, because, I mean, being an MP and coming from Northern Ghana, it helps us understand how the MPs from that area are feeling, and giving us insights into the different meetings that have been held in the lead up to this mediation process that finally the Asante Hene had to oversee. Now, the Supreme Court has halted in the final determination of a judicial review application challenging a High Court decision that annulled the 2024 results. The order was made yesterday after the court found that the applicant's MPP parliamentary candidate Matthew Nyindam had established a prima facie case in his bid to quash a judgment delivered by the Tamale High Court on November 24, 2025. So, the High Court earlier annulled that Honorable Nyindam's election following the petition filed by the NDC candidate, prompting the AC to indicate through that press release that it was preparing to conduct a rerun, which is supposed to be by the end of this month. However, the Supreme Court's intervention now puts all these plans on hold. The EC issued that statement as well, that it was going to rerun the election. Apologies, let me just introduce Mr. Ernest Adade, who is a member of the communications team for the MPP and who's joined the table now. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hope you're well.
Grace,
Okay.
special grace of God.
Okay. I'll give you a minute to settle, but I'll definitely pick your thoughts on the Boko mediation process and the reports that has been handed in. Let me begin with Professor Hamza on this. Prof, a lot has happened. Is this just water under the bridge that the elections has been stalled again?
Okay, so the Pandai situation for me is a test of our democracy. When my colleague at who was the candidate in Pandai said he was fighting the matter, I thought it was going to be like one of the issues that will be swept under the carpet as usual, business as usual. But I was so happy to see the outcome of the ruling, which kind of adds up to the effectiveness of our justice system.
Right.
The Pandai elections, my colleague felt that he won the elections, but as a result of manipulations, he was, cheated out of the process in which he committed himself to fight. So I am not surprised that the elections was annulled and then called for rerun of the elections.
Okay.
It is, we all were preparing for the rerun of that elections until
fervently campaigning.
yesterday campaigning, both sides after the campaign until yesterday's ruling. But let me mention that the ruling that we witnessed yesterday is a very strong commitment to the government of the days, ensuring that the judiciary will have back their integrity, will have back their impartiality, will have back their independence.
Okay.
Because I can assure you that if things were to happen in the past, I can assure you that this outcome would have been different.
How so?
Yes, that would have been different because of the way people were handling the justice system. So for me, I think it is a positive outcome that, despite the fact that the outcome has been ruled in favor of, the opposition. Government didn't see the need to influence, of which he could have done so though. But because of the commitment to ensure that they have their independence, they have their integrity and everything, his commitment, his promise to ensure that he restores integrity, impartiality to the justice system. The outcome of this has is a commitment to ensuring that we are able to do that. Okay. And so they are saying they should. It isn't that they are cancelling it, but they are suspending. They want to allow. They want to hear.
But that's what the minority has always called for. Before that brawl that happened on the floor of Parliament, and fisticuffs, people were holding each other. They said the minority wanted to remove the mace in front of the speaker. The speaker had to go to conclave and meet both sides of the house and all of that. That's what the minority seems to have been calling for, that let due process and, procedural fidelity work.
There are so many ways of handling things. The minority, they have options. They had options to look at. Their conduct in the House was so shameless. And in fact, I was very sad about the conduct of honorable members. It is, they kind of bring, ridicule to I will respect their right. After all, democracy, rebellion, demonstrations, they are all part of the process.
Right.
They could have done that. I didn't have a problem when they came into the House with placards. I didn't have a problem, and then conducting themselves calmly.
Right.
Where I got irritated was when they started moving towards the speaker as if they wanted to take the mace or attack the speakership. That was where I felt they had gone overboard.
But haven't they been vindicated by this?
Not really vindicated, but I can assure you that it is not as a result of that, their misbehavior, which is giving birth to the outcome. No.
Right.
Because when you submit a document, when you submit a document or a docket to the court, you can't get feedback overnight. They will have to study the document. Right. So it was still going through the process. And so that conduct was needless. That conduct was needless because the president of the day is committed to ensuring that he doesn't interfere with judiciary. He allows worry here. We have absolute majority.
And that's why they
have more than two-thirds majority.
Has always been biased, and that's why even Dr. Bawumia said that it was too hasty for the EC to come out quickly and say that they were doing the rerun.
Parliament received the notification. They received the document from the Electoral Commission, and based on the document, they acted accordingly. And so they could not have waited when they received a communication. Or what basis could they have said that they will have to wait till, whatever. So it's a process, and they know that this can still happen. It can be arrested in between. So there's no need to wait. Make sure once they receive it, you have to act so that if there is a communication, otherwise, then you can always respect the process. But that doesn't mean you should stop. You cannot assume that there will be counter process, and for that matter, you should wait till. And how long can you wait? But what if it didn't come? So it is always good that whatever you have on your table, you will have to act accordingly. And so when you take your action, the in between that, you probably have some other issues coming up. Then you can deal with the matter.
Okay.
So I don't think that referred to the Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker was fought by his party for his impartiality, because he actually, I'm wondering, Ghana, God loves Ghana.
You actually expected him to be partial towards the NDC because he comes from the NDC.
To have Mr. Speaker being the Speaker of the 8th Parliament.
Right.
Because the kind of leadership he provided, I wonder if it was to be a different person, what would have happened to Ghana? He has always tried as much as possible not to be biased. He's done his best to support both sides of the house.
Let me bring in Mr. Dede now. Mr. Dede, I'll give you a minute on the Boko issue because I do want us to hear from both sides of the political divide just before you touch on the Pandai rerun.
Okay, thank you. Good morning to you and my brother.
Good morning,
and
sir.
Also our viewers all over the world. Pandai is waiting for Boku to be taken care of. I think Boku, up until the change in government, we've been able to manage the process. Everybody knows the story. There's no need to go back into the details of the story until the slight escalation. Maybe you cannot call it slight, but until the escalation recently. And maybe I want to come from the angle where some people felt entitled, and for that matter, let's go and extract or exact our pound of flesh now that government has changed or something. And that, I believe, could have contributed to the escalation that we saw. But God being so good, the previous administration had referred the process to the Asantehene before the new government took over, and that was before even this recent escalation. And so the process had commenced to have the issue resolved. Up until yesterday when the report was submitted, somewhere along the line, I think calm had been restored to some extent.
Yeah, lots of curfews have been exacted on the place.
And we've done a lot of things to maintain calm. I believe people have been spoken to, those people who felt that, quote and unquote, my party is now in power, so I have to take it.
So we cannot deny the political undertones. That's what we've been saying.
No, but those ones are the facts of the story.
Yes, from the PNDC
for ages, 1980. This problem has been there. So the current situations we had could have reasons, because it goes, comes. And for some time, there was some level of calm until recently when we made political statements. Nobody can run away from that. And these political statements, I always say that when we are making them as politicians, sometimes we are making them for votes or for other things. But the people listening to us, I can say that may also be understanding it in their own way. If the day government changes, things will change. And so those statements, the advice, I'm bringing in this angle so that we all learn from it. And the advice to all of us is that we cannot play politics with some of these critical and very crucial issues as these. Because people died within this short time. We can't bring them back. And Now that God being so good there, Asantehene and his team is guilty, or nobody's vanquished, or nobody's
the winner.
We should just learn from that. We are one people. And yesterday I was on a show and I raised this same issue that we are younger, but we were told that Kwame Nkrumah at a point in time had cause to take some of the authority from the chiefs and try to do certain things. But we all know how important our chieftaincy institution is to us. Our culture and other things are preserved through that institution. And therefore, any attempt to undermine some of those institutions will not augur well for a country like ours, especially where we find ourselves. And that is why these must be preserved. But these chieftaincy problems, everybody fighting for a position, or we should find a way of resolving it. And now that Asantehene said nobody has won, nobody had lost, let us come together as a people and attempt to resolve our issues ourselves without resorting to war and killing each other. I think we should all listen to that. But my appeal is especially to we, the political class, that anytime we have any such issues, the appeal is, if you cannot contribute positively, stay out of it. Don't make statements that will give our followers, especially those people who might be a little, quote and unquote, hot-headed, to take the law into their own hands and want to do things that is not what we are trying to communicate.
Thank you. Instead of a point made, and if you can touch on the Bandai rerun just before
Yes, on Bandai, I believe I'm being careful. The Speaker and the Clerk of Parliament, I'll start from the angle where they wrote to the EC to declare the seat vacant. What happened? What changed? Just a year ago or so, we had a situation where the Speaker himself gave a ruling that the court doesn't determine that a seat is vacant in the chamber. Same Speaker, the Speaker hasn't changed. So I'm asking, what changed? Why now is he basing his letter to the EC on the court's declaration? Because I was expecting him to say that I, as Speaker, had done A, B, C, D. I have noticed, and this is the reason.
Well, the issues hadn't changed. You know that the seat was under
what I'm
contention.
saying is, if just yesterday, a few months ago, the same Speaker said, it is not the court to declare a case. It's not within the jurisdiction of the court to tell him a seat in his chamber is vacant.
And so the Speaker can change his mind because he can change his mind, but because of alleged bias.
Do you believe he changed his mind?
That
one will be a different conversation.
Can act based on the document he has on his desk.
What I'm saying is, just yesterday he made a statement, and today.
Are you referring to the Judge Kwesi situation?
Exactly.
Okay, so
everybody knows. I don't want to waste time
and that's why I'm asking.
And you are asking whether the Speaker has the right to change his mind.
Yes.
Did he state to the people of Ghana that yes, yesterday I was wrong and today I think otherwise? Then we would have had a different conversation.
How is that being wrong?
So
maybe it served that purpose at the time.
This one makes you. I want to choose my words carefully. It's the Speaker we are talking
Please
about.
do.
But it makes you two-tongue.
The two cases are too different.
No, what I'm saying is
different.
the ruling is the same. Right. The ruling is that the court is not the one who determines whether a seat is
And that's why I'm saying that maybe because of the situations as compared to...
But your argument was his change of mind. And I'm saying if he changed his mind, the conversation is different. But if he didn't change his mind, but he saw one case because the decision should be different, then that I have a problem with. So all we are saying about Bandai is that the MPP believes the court, there's only one matter. The court did not have jurisdiction, the one who made the ruling. And immediately, they took steps within the legal framework to have whatever ruling the court brought with the Speaker. And I'm on the Speaker. He is aware that steps have been taken to do ABCD. Then he said no, because the court hasn't ruled on the matter.
He's aware.
But just last year, what was their argument on Jachikwesi? That's the whole thing. And so I am thinking that if just like the speaker now is a big statesman, very big statesman. And I have always said, if I am in his shoes, only 2 human beings have been blessed like that. The 2 human beings are His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and the Honorable Bagby, the Right Honorable Bagby.
Right.
These 2 human beings are these small things will mar his name. It will dent his image. Because I am saying that you said last year, I am not going to base on this. He is a lawyer and he knows that in Tamale. He knows it.
He knows.
That's why I said he's a lawyer. He knows the law.
But
he knows that
lawyers-
once the application has been filed, there is a mandatory 7-day stay. He knows. He's a lawyer. So what I'm saying is, knowing all this, and they still went ahead and wrote a letter. And I'm holding him to his own ruling just yesterday, just last year, not 10 years ago, just last year. His own ruling. So
And that's
that
why
was
I
wrong,
say
in
again
my
that-
opinion. But now the Supreme Court had made a decision. And that is what we are all living
That's
by.
what you have been clamoring for already, that they
That's
should
what we
allow
asked for,
procedural
that
rules
let the
to
procedure
go on.
end. You
Yes.
make laws,
But-
protect the laws you go and sit in parliament and make.
I
And
find
the
it,
law-
And he
I
does
find
that.
it
He
interesting.
does
I find it
that.
interesting
What not
that
to do.
you assume that the speaker is changing his mind because.
No, you are using the changing his mind. If
Okay,
he told us
well,
he has
he's changed the
his mind,
decision
and then-
as compared to a year ago.
If you will let
when
me
I'm serving as a
so that I
panel.
don't go
Okay,
off. But you
Prof,
see,
when he
on
lands,
the Pandai matter, what is the story? How come that a number of polling stations that had issues and were challenged have been set aside, and the whole of the election must be rerun? Why? Why are we not even saying in the worst case scenario? Moreover, where are the electoral materials?
How do you trust the ones that, are assumed to not have been tainted when there's evidence that some was tainted?
So why didn't we rerun the whole of Ablekuma North? Why didn't we rerun all the others? Because if to Ablekuma North too. Because the situation was the same. But the NDC as a party, you see, what they have done to this country within this 2024 election, what they have done to this country, we haven't seen it yet. We are all waiting to see what the outcome of their action in 2024 will bring to this country. Let me tell you, we all know that they are almost the same, very identical, Ablekuma North and Pandai. We all know what happened in Ablekuma North. We have only encouraged the miscreants within the country. In this case, the NDC group. The people who went to do in Ablekuma North and burnt electoral material where the electoral material were stored.
These were known NDC people.
Wagon, you've forgotten.
No, but these were
Madam, what you are saying, what
NDC.
he's saying, what I'm saying is, some people went and committed a crime.
And these were NDC sent
Oh,
facts.
you know, and I know.
Me,
and
I
you
don't
know.
know. I
They
don't. Where's
did
the
it.
evidence of
I
that?
was
I don't know
saying,
anything.
Don't bring Ayaso West.
Oh, yeah, I forgot what
You are
happened.
just justifying that crime.
Ablekuma Central.
Are you justifying the crime, Prof?
No, why should I justify the crime?
Exactly.
Okay,
So
Mr.
let's
Dede.
treat it as
If
a
it is
crime.
about
That somebody burnt electoral material, which by our laws is a serious
Exactly,
crime.
somebody. But when you say the
I
NDC
said
knows
the
what they
NDC.
did at
If it is-
Ablekuma
I am
North.
saying the
If it is-
NDC on
Then
live
they know what
TV.
they'll
it
do
is-
at
Why
that
didn't he
time.
challenge
If it
her?
is-
He's bringing
if it
his
is-
Ayawa
So are you saying that
somebody
for
slaps
now?
you, and I said, why did
If
you
it
slap
is
her? I said,
about,
you
if it is
remember
about,
somebody
I'm
slapped
just,
another
I'm just
So are you
drawing
saying for now
your
the
attention to the fact that your party has done worse.
I wanted to learn, Prof. I wanted to
They are
learn.
in
on this.
Pandai going to
So
ferment
what
trouble.
I'm saying is, somebody committed a very heinous crime by our laws in Ghana. In Ablekuma
Granted.
North. And at the end of the day, a seat that they have never won, they have achieved their aim. Somebody destroyed the same electoral material and similar actions to rerun in a worst case scenario. I am not advocating a rerun, but I'm saying in a worst case scenario where the court will make a decision, the court would have said, fine, let's take precedence and rerun these areas where we have challenges.
Right.
Now the court is telling you, and you just repeated it, that we cannot even trust the rest of the results. What makes you think that whoever is standing on the MPP side will trust whatever result will come after the next rerun?
So,
and then they will also say, so that's why I'm saying what they have done to this country's electoral process.
Is it a problem being with the election, the same electoral commission that is going to run this election and all the petitions to remove the leader of the electoral commission and her 2 deputies? That's why you would feel like don't do due diligence in this rerun?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that the court is ruling a total rerun of an election that had been completed and results declared.
Okay.
And somebody is sitting.
So what does your appeal seek to do?
If anybody has a challenge, worst case scenario is to rerun those areas where they. But
is that what your appeal seeks to do?
Tell me, where are their pink sheets for Pandai? Have you asked them where their pink sheets are? Because the only reason why the pink sheets are in a number that anywhere they went and bent the government, the electoral commission, quote and for that matter, the government pink sheets, their pink sheets are.
Prof, I'll give you a minute to react.
Are you suggesting that the court was wrong in their ruling?
Courts make mistakes.
Discrepancies in the court's ruling.
I am challenging the judge's ruling as I sit here. I am questioning the ruling that we should rerun the whole election for which elections has been held, MP sitting in parliament, duly declared winner. And somebody comes to say that the whole
because you suspect that there's foul play in the justice system.
They believe there is a foul play.
You know what? You know what?
Yes, I believe that.
You're saying they should not rerun it.
I have not impugned foul play. I have not impugned the judge being biased. What I am saying is I am questioning his ruling. I think that it doesn't add up for me. It doesn't add up for me.
His ruling.
That if there are how many I've forgotten the number of polling stations that were challenged. I think is it 11? And how many polling stations are there? So if 11 are faulty, you want us to rerun 40 plus?
Okay.
Professor
Hamza, I'll give you a minute to react just before we wrap up. Okay.
You see, I'm not surprised about the tangent my colleague has chosen. I'm not surprised. It's typical of what MPP usually people usually do. If it is about electoral manipulations, MPP, you are the champions. Your electoral works or machinations led by the EC chair in this country is not something.
Which of the EC chairs, Prof?
No, EC chair. Look,
I don't like interjecting.
Which is EC chair? The one currently?
Are you saying the EC chair manipulated
this EC chair?
Election?
You see, what I'm saying is that, okay, so let me leave it from that angle. Let me come to see that in the last parliament, you had 137, we had 137. Despite all the machinations that your party has done, see your numbers in parliament. Ghanaians have completely disagreed with your leadership, including how you handle electoral process. And you see, you can always try to find a way, but you cannot always have it at all times.
All right.
So
I have to go.
Okay, all right. So what I'm just trying to say is that if it is about a party that has respected the electoral process, I can assure you that it is NDC.
Okay.
We have performed far better than MPP when it comes to handling or being transparent.
You appeared 2012,
Thank you.
Without any pink sheet. And when I see
thank you so much, gentlemen. I know that this matter will not end
and
now.
You handled it better.
But thank you so much for making the time. I really wish we could talk about the Justice Yoni Kolendi case, but we're out of time to talk about the Bawku conflict and the Pandai rerun. I've been speaking to Professor Hamza Adam, who is MP for Kumungu, and also Ernest Adade, who is a member of the National Communications team for the MPP. For the headlines, I am Altitude Saida Sadiq. Up next, we have conversations on partnership, cybersecurity as well. Do stay with the show.
What if Christmas wasn't just a day, but an experience? A place where lights dance, music breathes, and joy finds you. From